Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about research for responsive design. Then we'll talk about travel. I was thinking of designing a travel interface. I was looking at that last night, which travel. So I kind of like the Travelocity. Anybody use Travelocity? No? Okay, we can look at that. So before you do anything, you need to really plan. And part of planning is actually looking at examples. So first, let's talk about how to look at a responsive design. We can look at West Valley, of course. You'll see, let's just scale the screen here. So if you have a browser like this, you'll notice that browsers are windows, basically. And as we go along, we can see how a screen size will change using responsive design by changing the size of the screen. Simply by putting your cursor over in the lower right corner, clicking and holding the mouse down and dragging. As you can see, as it gets smaller, things start changing. You'll notice that this is almost probably this is probably the phone interface. Right there, it goes from here to here. There's a breakpoint. I talked about a breakpoint. Usually that is measured by the screen size. So you're measuring actually pixel size. So this might be a small tablet. This might be a large tablet, depending upon tablet-wise. And then, of course, notice how this box right here, this box and this stuff kind of changes as you get small. Now the bottom ones kind of stay the same, but did I hit apply or something? You'll notice it kind of changes as it gets smaller. And boxes move around. You'll see the boxes here. We talk about, how you can measure things inside the box. Those of you who were in the HTML with me, we measure things outside the box is in margin. We measure things inside the box called padding. Okay, margins. Okay. There's things that can float. This is called a floater. You'll see if I scroll down, it stays there. Do you see it? Okay, we kind of float something there so that we can jump to the top. Did you see that? So they don't do a too bad job. That's all hand-coded here at school by Daniel Neiman. He was one of the students, just like you, in the digital media class. Now he's coding. He's a pretty good coder, though. He knows how to do all this, Again, also the one at Mission. Let's try Mission. That's my. I'm gonna call him today. I gotta call him. He needed a ride to the airport over the weekend. Mission College. Is it Mission MISSION? Mission ION. Is that Mission College? Here it is. We'll see. Oh, they got a different web. They got the big pictures in there. As a background. Now you see that changes as well. So you see that. Another way to look at responsive design is in Firefox. You can go over here under Window or Tools, Web Developer. You'll notice that there's a whole bunch of options in here that help you to see the different design styles. You'll see there's a whole bunch of, there's a web console that allows you to input code and debugger, style editor, networking, performance, storage inspector, accessibility. There is also the responsive design mode. Do you see that right there? Responsive design mode right there. If I click on that, you'll notice it'll show you what it looks like. And you can actually type in the screen size right here, and you'll notice you got different options here. Hey, what is this going to look like on the iPhone X? Boom. What is this going to look like on the Kindle Fire? You can edit the list. You can add them all in there. What do you want? We want an iPad mini, iPad, Kindle Fire, laptop, different. Look at these different screen sizes. These are different ways of measuring a laptop, different resolutions. How's it going to look on a television and so on? How about that? The new, well, there's a Pixel 4 out now. I know it says Pixel 2 here. Galaxy S. Okay, and so if I come to list now, ooh, what is this design going to look like on an iPad? Boom. What is it going to look like on a television? Boom. Whoosh. Look how big it is on a TV. And you can actually design something that has a maximum width, so that it even, because one of the biggest challenges we have today as far as web design is, screens are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. What is this going to look like on, right now it says a 1080p, which is basically a normal HD. That's not 4K. That's 1080p. What is 4K? 3,169 or 96? Yeah, 3,196 pixels wide. What would that look like? Here we go. What would this screen look like at 3,196? I think that is. This is what it would look like on a 4K monitor. One of the things you'll notice is the screen stays kind of the same in the center, right? Remember we talked about centering things on the board when I was writing it earlier? So even on a giant TV, there's still a box that's in the center. And you might have a bunch of stuff on, you'll see you got a bunch of crap on both sides. This would be on this is what it would look like on a 4K TV. And so, it's going to be awful big, but you can program it so that the box stays in the center. And we looked at that. What was that? Those of you in HTML class, who's in the HTML class? One of you, only one of you. It would be what? Margin auto. Do you remember that? Margin auto, I believe it was. Oh, no, we made up. No, what did we do? That makes it in the center. But that doesn't make the box. The box was the container. There was a container for the box. That was it, yes. So again, here is the Mission College one. What else do we have? Oh, let's look at mine. Let's see how WordPress works. This is not hand-coded. Whoosh. Oh my gosh, look at this. Yeah, it looks pretty crappy. How about we look at an iPad? And let's look at iPhone 6, 8. Yeah. And then you can see how the menu works. See how the menu works? Right. What is this menu called with the little lines like that? What's it called? You got these little lines like this. You've seen them in web pages. They got them in Photoshop. Remember, in the upper right corner of Photoshop on the pop-up menus, they got these little lines. It's a very common thing to do to get people to say, oh, there's more info underneath here. What do you think it's called? What do you like for lunch? Menu. No, what do you like? Well, I do like menus. They give me food. Well, what kind of food do you like for lunch? When you go to In-N-Out, what do you get? Burger. It's called a burger menu. Okay, so this little lines right here, it's called a burger menu. And there's videos out there of people that love and hate the burger menu. It's like there's burger wars out there about the burger menu. Some people like it because people are used to it now, right? They see the burger menu and they kind of know. It's almost universal now because everybody uses a smartphone and things like that. But in general, some people hate it. Right, so you got your best burger menu that you want there. Okay, so that is a burger menu. And then the other one I complained about is the footer's gone here on the on the cell phone version of this website. I complained to the people that designed this site about that, and they don't care. Let's see, Pixel. That's the Google Pixel. Not too bad. This is a small one. Okay, so again, that was underneath developer. Yes. What if you want to take a screen grab of this? Remember we talked about screen grab. We want to save it and put it in our proposal. Maybe you're making a design proposal and you need to put your research in here. In fact, you do need to do that. That's part of your final project. Away, we blame the other teacher. Me and Gene been together for 20 years. So again, you're going to have to include screenshots of your research in your final project. See the screenshots? So how do we do that? How do we do that? Here we go. If you're on, of course, a Mac, you can easily take a screenshot using the Command-Shift-4. We have already learned that. We can take a screen of that. That's one way. You can also, if you're using the Firefox browser, right-click and take a screenshot. This will take the whole thing. So you can say take a screenshot. Well, in there you can say visible area or save the full page. Do you see that? Click on that and we can save the whole page, download that. Right? And then you can go through and say, oh, okay, this is Pixel 2. And maybe you're doing research and you say, okay, well, this is what it looks like on an iPad mini. Do again. You got your right-click, take a snapshot, save full page. And then last one, this is what it looked like on a TV. Take a screenshot, save full page. Okay, so I just went through and saved 3 different ones. Then I can go through and I can look at them. In fact, usually what, oh, they go into downloads, I'm sorry. Here they are, there's TV. Here's there. Oh, it didn't do the middle one, did it? It didn't do the middle one, did it? What was the middle one? Oh, that was this one. Oh, no, that's the first one. I wanted the middle one. What was the middle one? That was iPad, right? So why didn't it do that one? Let's try this again. Take screenshot. Ooh, look at that. It still thinks it's not doing the whole thing. It's having problems here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It doesn't like the programming. Whatever, we're going to take a screen capture. Okay. Then what I usually do is I go into Word. I do this every day. Go into Word. Then I'll go and hide others. I will shrink Word down. Then I'd say, you know, here's cell phone interface. I'll start writing. Right? And here's iPad. Whatever, you can make a new blank page if you want. What was the other one? Oh, here we are. The giant long one. Oh, there it is. The whole cell phone one right there. Look at that. All together. That was from the capture. So again, I do a lot of writing in Word. I take screen grabs and bring them right into Word. And this reminds me of, I think I told you on Tuesday, my friend, one of my former students, Jung, she's got her citizenship yesterday in Oakland. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United. I don't know what they say. I don't remember. I remember when my wife got citizenship. I can't remember, but they make you what? Do the Constitution or something. But my friend Jung, I remember she was in my video class, and we used to teach on Windows computers. In around 2003, 2004, I think she was in the class. And I was watching how she would take notes, and I'm up at blah, 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 you know, I talk a lot. And I was watching how she was taking notes, and it was on a Windows computer. Of course, you would have that print screen on the keyboard, right? And it was a screen, that takes a screen capture. It's called print screen. What she would do, because she was Korean, and she didn't, you know, my English and her Korean didn't, but she would hit the print screen, and then she'd be in Word, and she would then paste the screen capture right into Word as I'm talking, and then write notes next to it. And then as I'm talking, she'd hit print screen again, paste it in Word, write notes. I'm like, wow, what a brilliant way of doing that. Especially English is not your first language. And she was able to take notes. That's before I started recording classes. Right now I record classes. But back then, there. So again, that's how I do a lot of research. Okay. So you ready to move on? You see how I do research? Screen captures. Typing in Word. That way you have a record of your ideas, right? It's almost like here's your pens and you're writing your ideas down. You should have both. I actually tend to do a little bit of both, of taking screen grabs, put them in there, and then write on the paper. I print it out, write on the paper. Okay, let's move on. Just a couple more talk, a little bit more. It's only 10:06. I'll stop talking so I can help you today. And some of you said to me that you want me to come around and see what you've done, and we talk about it, okay? So let me do 10 more minutes, a little bit about a travel research. We'll take some screen captures. We'll talk a little bit about pieces that are in a travel site. Then I want you to do a little bit of research as well. You should go and start looking at travel sites. And then coming next week, we're going to come in on Tuesday and we're going to start building something that looks like this. Okay, so you should do some research too. Not just me. Here we go. First thing I'm going to do is I've already done some research, and I'm going to start with a new window because I don't want to deal with that responsive stuff right now. I was looking at Travelocity last night, and I thought it was a good example, so let's try that. Okay, it's called Travel, T-R-A-V-E, Travelocity. There it is. Travelocity, this one. And not necessarily this screen itself, but more of like a location. So I typed in, what did I type in? I don't even remember what I typed in. I typed in a location. Hawaii. Hawaii. Let's do Hawaii for right now. Or packages. Oh, I want to do packages. Whatever. It went off. Okay, here we go. So let's look at some of the things that we see in a standard travel website. Of course, you'll see there's a lot of boxes. One of them has, of course, our famous little icon that we already talked about. Remember the location icon with the arrow that points down with a little circle in it? Then we have location, nice typography there, easy to read. A little small maybe for some people. You know, my father's getting pretty old. He likes to increase the screen. And one thing you might want to consider, and that's a whole nother design, is designing for seniors. That's a whole genre in itself. But as you go through and look at stuff, if you hit the Command plus on the keyboard, you'll notice that the screen gets bigger and the screen gets smaller. So if you are a designer and you're thinking about something that's public like this and seniors might be using, they may be looking at it looking like that. And this is not necessarily responsive design, it's just them changing the size of the font that is on there. You can see it up, there's a magnification up here. See it right here? It's a magnification. Some seniors do that. And it's okay to think about that. That's another reason why I use the M space. The M space can scale very easily. Very common. Okay, let's see what we got. So we got the logo in the upper corner. We got a whole menu that goes across the top. Okay, and what font are we going to be using? Make sure you watch your Ventura video. Then we have round boxes. Look at that. You got your round boxes. You should learn how to make a round box. We made a round box. We'll do more round boxes. You'll notice there's a background color. Notice how the color is kind of a light bluish, I think it is, compared to these boxes. And a lot of times web pages will have, or even apps, will have a darker and then they have a lighter box over top. It helps emphasize the content from the background. You see that? Just slight, but it does. And then you got like a box of information here, right? Other thing you'll notice is price. You got purple price. You got links. You got a photo. This photo has some round edges here, but it's kind of square there. Do you see that? We'll learn how to make a mask on our image so that we have a square image and then we can have round edges on it, or a circle like this. We'll learn how to make a circle. We'll do that Tuesday. Text over top of our box. A map. And then, of course, radio buttons. The term for these buttons are called radio. R-A-D-I-O, radio buttons. And we'll learn about all the different types of boxes that we can make. We have check boxes, we have radio boxes, we have select menus, is the pull-down menu. And the reason why I use these terms is that's how the programming is in HTML. So when I use the word radio box, or button in HTML to make that round thing that you see right there. You title it radio. To make a checkbox, it's called checkbox in HTML. To make a pull-down menu is called a select menu in HTML, and so on. Then, of course, there's a whole bunch of other ones that are on there. So this is a good example. It has some nice pieces in there. I kind of like the background color. So again, if we want to take a screen grab of this, we can do Command-Shift-3. It takes the whole screen. You don't have to draw a box. Command-Shift-3 takes the entire screen. Even the menus at the top up here. In addition, you can click on items and get that. You can click on items. Maybe we don't want to go to Hawaii. Let's look at maybe packages. Vacation. Or how about cruises? Where do we want to go on a cruise? Europe. When do we want to go? Cold time of year. We'll go for a month. 2 adults. There's no kids anymore in my family, so we'll go like this. And nobody wants to take their kids on a cruise, do they? Unless they're small, maybe. 7-day cruise. So look at this. You got a lot more checkboxes. Here's a checkbox right there. Check. See how it has a check? Checkbox. That's checkbox. Here's pull-down menu. Oh, no, that's a... Yeah. What kind of cruise do we want? $8,584 per person, plus I have to fly to you. Does that include flight? Does that include my flight from San Francisco? Or is that just there? No, I got to pay for a flight too. Wow. What is this code called? QR code, right? You guys know how to make a QR code? No, I use them in my products all the time. No. Okay, let's do a different travel. What's another one? What's it? What's a Kaiway? What's the one? Kayak? 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 There it is. Kayak. There we go. Kayak. Kayak. Whoosh. Look at this orange color here. Wow. I guess that's their logo though, right? And we don't want hotels. We want to go on a cruise. Or no, we want to package you. Look at this. They got nice big boxes. Which one's better, this one or Travelocity? I don't know. Travelocity was very confusing. This looks much easier. You got a lot of white space in there. My eyes aren't bouncing all around. When I was looking at the Travelocity one, I didn't know where to start. Here, at least, it's a little bit simpler. And you got some nice white space here. Okay, so this is a nice example. Oh, what can I do? Right-click, take a screenshot, save full image. There it is. Download that. Boom. Print it out, and you can look at it later. I love printing things. I print so many things out. The problem is, remember we have a color printer in this room. Now this room, I don't know, has some problems with the color printer. I don't know if it works anymore. There's some problem with that. But again, so what I want you to do from now and when we come in on Tuesday next week is to think about the pieces that would go into a travel website. Maybe we just do one destination. Let's think of where do you want to do a destination? This one was India, okay? But maybe this was a specific place, and I had several students do the same one, and it was kind of interesting to see the different designs from students of the same destination. So maybe we should think of a destination right now. Where's your favorite travel place? Maybe we'll do that. Or who wants to go maybe to Mexico for Christmas? Where do you want to go?
California.
Where?
We should go to Weed, California.
Weed?
Yeah.
No, why would you want to go to Weed? There's nothing there but a pizza shop and desert.
Fire.
Fire?
Yeah.
There's a fire there?
There was.
Oh. When? Recently?
Mm-hmm.
Did it burn the whole town down?
Pretty much, yeah, like a few years ago.
Oh, no, but I've been up there since then, a few years ago. Yeah, no, we don't want to go somewhere like that. We want somewhere where there's a lot of people going.
Mexico.
We're in Mexico. Where?
Barcelona.
Or you want to go to Barcelona? I hate Barcelona, but I'll go. That's a good idea, though. Okay, let's see. How about hotels in Barcelona or flights to Barcelona? So we got hotels in Barcelona. There it is, Barcelona. It's not that I hate it. It's just, the only time I've been to Barcelona was like in the summertime, right? It was like July, and it was like 200 degrees, and down by the Picasso Museum it smelled like pee because of rain and all the sewage was running through the whole streets. It was pretty nasty. Well, whatever. Well, this is a nice layout, though. I mean, you got some stars going here. I like stars. I like the little heart thing, so you can save it. You got a view deal, nice and big. Look at the color of this. We're going to start talking a little bit about color and how using color to move the eye. So as we start building this, I will talk about that. Again, it's the orange that Kayak uses, so they got a deal there. $244. What time of year is this? That's awful expensive for the winter time, wouldn't you say? It's more like 130 maybe. I think I stayed at this hotel. In fact, I did stay at this hotel. No, they didn't have a pool. It looks like the front of the hotel I stayed at, though. They had a pool? No. That room's nicer than the one I stayed at. Again, they have bars. Which one?
Japan.
No, I like kind of Barcelona. Well, the problem with I want to have a town, right? Because if we all just say Japan's so big, there's so many different things there. Unless you have a town in Japan you want to go to. What's the one? Kobe? No, not Kobe. What's the one with all the ancient stuff? In the center of Japan. Kyoto? Kyoto? No. That's too big. I want to go to Kyoto. Right? No? Okay, we don't have to decide right now. Let's think about it over the weekend. But think of the pieces that you would have. Look at the things. You should think about the parts you want to put in. Stars. Bars. I like that, these are very useful. Vibe. I'm going to be at the pool. It's got a 9.6 vibe at the pool. There's some cool people there. There's probably Hollywood stars there. I'm sitting there swimming with Brad Pitt. Trying to give him a beer. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to stop.